Hi, I'm Dr. Adatone Musa,
Hi, I'm Dr. Hussein Musa.
and you've joined us on Healing Talks with the Kingdom Docs.
Thank you so much. Now, we've been talking about marriage and why is marriage important for healing?
Marriage is super important for healing because in the Bible it says we're one flesh when we get married. And as a result, you will need some healing, inner healing in a soul level before you start to experience victory in your marriage, and then you could actually start to minister to other people effectively.
Yes, and we're talking about marriage as physicians. One, for physicians, burnout is real. And two, if you're married, one of the biggest sources of burnout is your marriage. So you have to have a healthy, strong marriage so you have the energy and the ability to minister to your patients to provide healing. And a healthy marriage allows you to be a healthier doctor. In our
Yeah.
case, having a healthy marriage allows us to provide the best quality care to our patients.
Absolutely. So, one aspect of a healthy marriage is intimacy.
Yes.
And intimacy can be defined many, many different ways, but generally speaking, it's not being afraid to bear it all and to expose it all to your spouse.
Now, we all know that when you're exposed, you can feel naked. It's
Mm-hmm.
very uncomfortable. And even after years of marriage, there's areas in our lives that when you feel exposed, it can be uncomfortable. And a lot of us, rather than be uncomfortable, we get defensive.
It is uncomfortable. In addition to that, it may produce feelings of shame,
Yes.
maybe even guilt. And if we go all the way back to Genesis, we remember that Adam and Eve, they were naked and they were not ashamed. And I love how Jesus has come back and redeemed everything in our lives, including our marriages.
Yes.
And so, with this intimacy, God wants to get us back to that point where we're not ashamed to expose everything about us to our spouse, to our husband or our wife.
Yes, we all know that none of us are perfect. And some of us are less perfect than others. I'm not going to say which one of us is less perfect than the other one because,
Yeah,
God has
yeah,
given me
yeah.
wisdom.
Sure. Yes. Wisdom and knowledge and
Yes.
beautiful, good looks, right?
Yeah. Not just a pretty face here.
Hey, ladies, it's really important to compliment your husband. Just a free tip. But but going back to intimacy, so in reality, we're not this is kind of a fallen world. We're not it's not like Eden anymore, right? So people will feel shame and guilt, especially if they have a past that maybe they feel kind of, weird about sharing, even to their spouse. One thing that we experienced in our marriage was, I think, just how would you describe our intimacy?
There were levels of intimacy that we couldn't get past.
We couldn't get past it, right?
Yes, there were blocks, I would say.
Yes. And so those blocks, because the blocks were there to prevent any sort of hurt or
Yes.
pain as we grew closer and closer together. So if you think of a three-stranded cord, you have the husband, you have the wife, and you have Jesus Christ, which is the most important cord that holds it all together. And as you get closer and closer, that cord gets tighter and tighter. And if one cord has any sort of pain or damage to it, and you start to get more and more friction as the cords get closer and closer, it can cause a lot of pain for that person, right?
I know as a pain doctor, when somebody experiences pain, they start to guard or start to withdraw.
Guarding and withdrawal are real indicators of pain, not just physically, but also emotionally. And so we're going to continue on with what these intimacy problems are and how to fix them in the next episode.
Thank you so much for joining us with the Kingdom Docs.
Bye-bye.
Bye.